Rinig ng audio kanina, so we were just plugging. So the Puso project, one of the other initiatives ng Data Engineering Pilipinas. We'll also show some information later. Pero if you are interested in learning more about Python, I'm not sure if web development and or back-end development, so you can reach out to Joms, siya si PyPip, later. Ayan. So hello. Ayan. So, iyon, yes, we'll just start na ulit, no? So, again, usually with data masters, no, if it's your first time or if it's not your first time, we usually talk about a lot of things, no? So, more on collaboration and sharing siya. So, we talk about presentation skills, resume reviews, if gusto mo rin mag-practice ng mga natutunan mo and share it with everyone. So, this is I would say the best place to start among other programs ng Data Engineering Pilipinas. So siguro show of hands lang, who here is first time attending a data master session. And thank you, Ojudes, for confirming. Like, can type yes if it's your first time. And so probably like there's a couple of people in the first time, no? So yes. So just to give more background, so Data Masters is it's one of the programs of Data Engineering Pilipinas, and the focus is sharing skills for project presentations, interviews, and knowledge sharing. So if you've heard of Toastmasters before, so siya yung inspiration, no? Us being able to speak and talk but more on the data perspective. And so yeah, that's it for data masters. No, in the previous sessions, we also invite people to speak and share their experiences, kung ano man yung projects nila, specialty or what they're currently working on. For tonight, we're doing something different. So it's more of a chill kamustahan session. So the goal is like kamustahin lang bawat isa, where are we in our career, no? So career updates. If you have your resumes then and you want to share it, we have a collective people here who can review and give feedback. I'll be sharing the guidelines then later. And then if you have interview experiences or you want to share or you want to ask something, so we'll also try to cover interview experiences later. No, so na-introduce ko na si Matt earlier, pero yun kasi wala tayong audio. So again, with me here, so we're four here in the group, no. So si Rainer, also in the audience, is doing the technical uh, screen recording and then many issues sa technical. And then also here sa stage, we have si Joms, si Paipip, at saka si Matt. So tonight, I will be joined by Matt para mag-co-facilitate for this session. Ayan, so
So hello everyone.
ayan. So I think without further ado, para matuloy din natin yung, para ma-maximize natin yung time. So we're doing a bit of a survey muna. So maybe Matt, you can uh, facilitate this one for us.
So hello guys. So survey time muna tayo. So where are you located? Everyone. Type in the chat na lang if where are you located. If you can share your location. So most of the participants are in Mega Manila like Laguna, Manila, Taguig, sa Manila, Cavite. Uy, Cavite rin ako. Pilipinas. And meron ding Northern Luzon, Southern Luzon, NCR, Pangasinan, Paranaque, NCR. So ang dami rin pala no sa more on Mega Manila pero quite happy since merong mga participants in Mindanao and Visayas. And that is one of the goal din ng Data Engineering Pilipinas na spread out din yung mga partnerships and scholarships na meron din para at least magkaroon din ng experience for everyone also to go out in Philippines. Wow, New York is one of the goal din ng Data Engineering Pilipinas na spread out din yung mga partnerships and scholarships na meron din para at least magkaroon din ng experience for everyone also to go out in Philippines. Wow, New York, grabe naman yun. So, let's proceed. So, ano yung current role nyo ngayon, everyone? So, share ko lang, even me, ngayon, I am a professional na ngayon, pero not in the data, but in a website, web, web technology yun. So, yan. Can you share everyone yung mga current role nyo ngayon, what you are doing? So, meron tayong mga student and also professionals. Meron din more on professionals and student. And also meron din tayong mga fresh grad and grabe naman sa jobless na yun. Pero yeah, I think mabasbasan yung mga unemployed ngayon na especially the fresh grad. Sana magkaroon kayo ng job. Mahirap ngayon makahanap ng job as of now, to be honest. I think meron din mga fresh grad, professionals. Si Stingy talaga no? Favorite talaga siya, no? Anak ni Lord. Yeah, I think more on career shifting, professional din. Si Shiva, shinare niya yung current role niya ngayon, which is a product officer. And, okay. May siyang question. So, curious lang, ilang months out of university para masabi na fresh grad? I think, maybe, siguro automatic, after ng out of university, siguro kahit pagka-graduate mo, automatic fresh grad ka na talaga. So, yun. Grabe no, more on professional yung, mostly professional yung meron tayo ngayon. And also meron tayo isa dito, career shifter, which is si Mark Sandrin, si Cardinal. So, hello, shout out sa'yo. Pero hindi naman natin kasi masasabi na, let's say na, siguro considered na rin na 6 months, 0 to 6 months fresh grad din. As long as, in the span of the year after you graduate, so let's say July ka graduate or August, siguro span of July to December o the whole year, so considered na rin natin na fresh grad for the meantime. So, sige, let's proceed. So, ngayon, ano yung current career goal nyo ngayon sa buhay? So, can you share what is your current career goal? So, for me, my goal is to get to be a regular syempre kasi kakalipat ko lang sa new company. Share ko lang. So yun, ito yung mga pagpipili natin for the current career goal natin, which is to get a job or as a data professional, get certified, get a promotion, or do something outside of work like work-life balance, or do hiking, or maybe do running, or something new for you na outside of your comfort zone. So yun, at thank you guys. Siyempre, masaya kapag kapag newly hired ka siyempre sa new company, no? So yeah, let's see yung mga ngayon, yung mga na-share. Yung sabi ni Oni-chan, sana magkatrabaho. So I hope everyone na unemployed ngayon, I hope na makahanap kayo ng dream job nyo or pasok talaga sa work-life balance, since ang hirap makahanap talaga ng work ngayon, lalo na dahil sa AI or editing stuff na nag-shift na kasi yung trend ngayon to AI na talaga. So yeah, I hope everyone to find a job. So, yung iba naman is get certified, get promotion, meron din na get a job. Uy, grabe naman si Steamy, umabot ng 5 years with my job. Wow, sana all. Sabi naman ni Cozy, I want to get a certification. Sa mga gusto palang magkaroon ng certification diyan, yung Data Engineering Pilipinas, nagse-share kami ngayon ng scholarship from Data Camp. So, if you want to get a certification from a uh, from a kilalang institution, you can go with the Data Camp and pwede kayo mag-register sa amin. So, how can you register? So, you can go to dataengineering.ph as you can see here sa link yan. Then, scroll lang kayo dun, makikita nyo si Data Camp X, Data Engineering Pilipinas, and you can go register sa forms. Then, mag-wait lang kayo maybe 1 to 3 weeks and yun, ma-accept kayo automatically. So, wala naman kaming pinipili as long as you fill out the forms. Siyempre, huwag niyo naman lalagyan ng mga kung ano-anong sasagutan niyo like blank or anything. As long as be transparent and honest din. So yun, so meron din get a job, get a certification, be a data engineer, and yeah. Okay, may question si Shiro-chan. Although question po, normal ba yung nakapasa na sa lahat ng application stages and forwarded to HR na daw for the job offer tapos ng ghost? Okay. Siguro, may time na nangyayari talaga yon sa industry since, let's say na meron kasing, situation na let's say na nabigay ka ng salary range mo, then yung pala hindi naman pala pasok sa budget mo kahit na sa budget ng company. Pero kahit nakapasa ka naman sa technical, initial, sa final interview pa, may time talaga na gano'n, nangyayari talaga siya, na nanggo-ghost. Siguro if kung nang-ghost man lang, maybe try to reach out pa rin through email, and kung wala pa rin siyang response within 1 week or 1 month, possible yun, nag-ghost ka na talaga. And yeah, time to move on na and find a new job kasi hindi naman talaga natin maiiwasan yung mga gano'ng situation or anything that like that. So, meron din iba get certified. Gusto ko rin makatikim ng 100 different ice cream flavors. Saan mo makakatikim niyan? Siguro bili ka na lang siguro sa Selecta, marami niyan. Tikman mo na lang lahat 'yun or punta ka sa ano, sa mga ref ng mga ano, grocery. 'Yun, tikman mo 'yun, bili ka ng isa-isa. For sure matitikman mo lahat ng 100 flavor dun. So, sabi naman ni Mark dito, get certified to be an AWS data engineer, Databricks, Snowflake, MS Fabric, to be a AWS community builder. Wow! I think nag-open siya last January 'no, yung mga gusto maging, leaders in the AWS. Yeah, I hope, yeah, makapasa kayo kasi once in a lifetime opportunity yun to be part of AWS community also. Ayan, minsan, may na-share dito, minsan yung ghosting kasi may nakuha na or na-cancel na job post, yeah, usually common yun. May mga ganong part talaga na either hindi pasok yung salary range na inoffer mo for the company or na-cancel talaga yung job posting kasi may nagkaroon ng shift sa restructuring ng company or may nakuha na talaga sila na swak sa budget nila or sa role talaga or yun nga. Usually ganun talaga, hindi talaga natin maiiwasan yun. Also get another job. Current goal is to connect with more people in tech sector. Connect pa tayo sa LinkedIn, guys. And pwede tayo sa everyone pala kung gusto niyo makipag-share or connect to everyone. I think meron tayong thread dito sa Data Engineering Pilipinas. Wait, let me share that link in, I think here. Yeah. Pwede niyo i-share 'yan. Shinare ni Steamy, ayan. You can check na lang yung channel na yan, and you can post yung LinkedIn niyo. And everyone is open naman to share your LinkedIn. And yeah, connect kayo lahat, everyone. Sabi naman ni Sir Glenn, hoping to start my master degree later this year. Wow! galingan niyo sir. I hope you makapasa kayo sa masters in master is in cybersecurity. Yeah, I think usually common din yun ngayon sa space, especially in data scientist and I think in data engineering. Usually sila Sir Mike and Sir Mike Belen, nagte-take sila ngayon ng masteral. Yeah, mga master natin sila sa Data Engineering Pilipinas. Shoutout po sa inyo. Kung hindi man na shoutout yung iba na nagte-take ngayon ng masters. I think sino nga ulit yung nagto-talk natin na isa for data engineering, isa data master, kalimutan ko yung name niya. Isa yun, isa rin nagte-take sa masters yun. And mga master talaga sila when it comes to this field, especially data scientist and data engineering. Okay. May question dito, does datacom certification matter? Will it actually get me an interview? Okay. To be honest, a certification doesn't matter right now unless you have a skills na pwede mo i-showcase through projects or anything. Si certification na lang kasi ngayon is pinapakita niya na you are qualified in paper, but how can you translate it into a real life problem? Paano mo siya maita-translate yung skills mo na yun na nakuha mo through paper? So, ang best combo talaga ngayon is one, magkaroon ka ng certification. Two is showcase yung projects mo. And yeah, 3D networking talaga. Important yung networking, guys. To be honest, kasi if you have a network, lumalaki din yung opportunities na meron kayo. Yun yung key ngayon to have a job. Pero hindi yun guaranteed. Usually, yun yung talaga yung tumataas yung percentage, yung sa tatlo na yun. May certification ka, pero more on certification in, let's say, the MS Fabric, AWS, or Azure. Pero si Datacamp is still considered din naman na certification, pero may strengthen lang yun if you have a project that solves a real life problem that yun in community or specific problem na gusto mong i-solve. Yun talaga end the network. So yeah, kung gusto niyo talaga mag-network, go sa LinkedIn threads natin. So yun, connect lang kayo, guys. So yeah, I think yun talaga, common talaga yung sa nanggo-ghost talaga, di talaga natin yan naiiwasan. Also, yes, yung diba na-share ko pala about sa projects. Make a way na ma-show niyo siya, let's say posting sa LinkedIn or have a online, maybe in website, not in a way like sharing sa PDF or anything. Make it in a modern way. You can use AI naman to leverage niyo yung AI talaga ngayon kasi it helps you to more productive. Okay, I think that's good na for the current career goal. So let's proceed na. Okay. Sa resume review. So, if anyone want mag-share dito ng resume, pero please try to since make it anonymous yung mga contents nyo or details nyo behind to it since data is gold ngayon. Medyo important na talaga yung data ngayon. So yeah, pera yan yung data ngayon. So yeah, kung gusto niyo mag-share ng resume or anything, yeah, you can share here sa thread natin. So while waiting, so let's see yung mga pinag-usapan nila about sa current career goal. So I think baka may goal dito na makasali sa sa mga gusto pa lang sumali sa mga volunteers or anything, Puwede pala kayo mag-join sa TPP or the Puso Project na led by ni Sir Engramar. So, you can PM si Pip, PY Pip here in Discord. So, to connect with you also kay Sir. Yeah, so tama yung sinabi dito ni hindi ko kasi makita yung name niya, eh, na you can start your creating your project by creating a GitHub portfolio. Puwede niyo to share your projects also. More on ano, let's say na hindi talaga kayo makapag-create, sa sarili niyo, you can collaborate with other people to create a something that solves a problem in, Philippines or certain, uh, topic or maybe in world na makakatulong talaga in the world talaga. Kasi yun talaga yung mas importante ngayon, eh, to solve a specific problem in creating project talaga. Okay, may nag-share dito ng resume wait lang, let me try to, okay, let's start muna kay ano, kay Sir MJ. Is it okay, Sir MJ, to share your resume din kahit na kasi nakalagay kasi dito yung ano, eh, yung company mo and also your name. Is it okay to share ba yung data mo regards to it? To have a permission lang kasi pero wala naman ditong address or anything na makakaapekto like contact number, birthdays, or address. Wait lang natin permission ni Sir MJ.
And so while we're ano din
Ay,
pala, no, while we're on the process of resume review, no, so if we teka lang, i-check natin. Matt, can you share yung next screen after the resume review? Yung slide 6.
okay.
And so also, to guide din siguro sa pag-review ng resumes natin for today, no? So, ang recommendation ko din is at least these four rules, no? For people na especially for the ones who are looking for work or currently nagpapasa sila ng resume, no? So, this is what usually worked for me in my experience na you can also try to apply din. And mamaya, while we're doing feedback sa resumes, no, so sa mga nag-submit, we can try to gauge it based on these criteria. So yung first one, for example, itong 6-second rule. So the goal kasi ng resume, dapat parang bird's eye view siya ng skill set mo or yung in-offer mo na competencies as a person. So dapat, for example, if nag-share ng resume, dapat within 6 seconds, kung ako yung HR or kung ako yung recruiting, dapat makuha ko na yung information. Data engineer ka ba? Data analyst ka ba? Are you, kunwari ako in my head, kunwari HR ako, naghahanap ako ng data engineer na dapat Databricks yung specialty mo. Dapat in one look, alam ko na Databricks, data engineer ka. Or like, Fabric yung specialty mo. Or if you're a data scientist or data analytics, kasi for HR, na nagre-review sila ng several tens or even hundreds of resumes, di ba? Meron silang mga hinahanap na parang they cannot waste so much time to look at the entire resume. Kumbaga, yung pinaka first impression na makikita niya na, uy, sige, ilalagay ko to sa pile na i-check ko later. Or sabihin niya, teka lang, i-defer ko muna to kasi parang hindi ito swak dun sa resume. So, di ba, for example, if I'm looking for a data engineer, tapos yung nakita ko sa first lines mo like, Python, Django. So medyo mukhang web developer. So if you're familiar. So sabihin ko, ay baka hindi ito perfect fit for the data role na hinahanap ko. So just make sure na within 6 seconds, mamaya titignan natin sa mga resumes na isasubmit na sa i-review natin later. Within 6 seconds, can we easily see ano yung tina-target mo na role or kung ano yung skill sets na kaya mo i-offer. And then yung second one, yung results versus tasks. No? So kasi ang common usually na nangyayari for people na nag-resume is, I did this, I did this. No? But for a hiring manager naman, let's say yung magiging team lead mo, etc., they will look for results. No? So it's good that you say na nag-develop ka ng Power BI dashboards, for example. But if you can reframe it into something na results-oriented siya, so merong framework na XYZ, no? So what did you do? ano yung result niya, and ano yung problem na tinatry mo i-solve. No, so samples dyan sa screen, we can see na yung X mo is nag-improve ka ng data pipeline. Pero yung quantifiable result is like 30% decrease in data processing time. Pero at the end of it, anong ginawa mo specifically ikaw? So nag-optimize ka ng query. So parang yung mga lines natin, it should be para ka nagbebenta kasi ng skill sets mo, and then dapat quantifiable siya. For example naman, kung nasa sales ka or medyo nasa marketing side ka, you can always say increase revenue. So nagkaroon ka ng 100,000 pesos na upsell by, if you're a data analytics professional, by creating customer segmentation, something like that. And then ito yung third one. I think it's nice din. I-organize nyo siya by keywords or competencies. Kasi di ba may mga automated na tayo ng mga may ATS na tayo ngayon. No? So just make sure na searchable yung resumes nyo in job boards like Indeed, LinkedIn, etc. by adding the right competencies. Like if you want to be a Python developer or something na may specific stack kayo, try to include those keywords then as well para mahanap kayo sa kasi 'di ba the first thing is being discovered, no? So and then competencies, try nyo siya i-organize. Is it for data orchestration? Is it for data visualization? Are you doing customer segmentation? Is it analytics, etc.? Is it analytics engineering? So that's one thing that we can also look at later. Like when I look at your resume, makikita ko ba na kunwari ako si HR, naghahanap ako ng Python developer na proficient na mag-ingest ng API, ng Excel, ng Parquet files, etc. Can I see that in your resume? Kasi ako as an HR, hanapin ko yung perfect fit for the role. Kasi di ba yun naman yung role ko as an HR, for example. And then the last one, so guidance lang din, this is yung jobs and relevant history. Ano yung mga common ideas dito? Try to make the most recent job yun nasa una. And then anything that's not related anymore. So for example, if career shifter ka 10 years ago ka nag-graduate, maybe hindi na as important to include yung kung saang high school ka graduate, for example. Maybe you can add yung college kung relevant yung degree mo, etc. Pero yun, so it's good to yung i-curate mo rin yung ipapakita mong job, na it's not important din to show all your jobs, especially kung marami ka ng jobs, yung mga relevant lang for the role. Ayun. So those were the guidelines lang as we review the resumes later. Ayan. So I think parami na nag-review. So yeah, Matt, you can also help yun sa pag ano na. Let's siguro isa-isahin na rin natin.
Nare-receive naman namin yung ibang sinesend nyo. So, we will review din briefly. But disclaimer, we are not a HR professional, but we are here to share din yung experience namin in on getting a job also. Kasi nagkaroon din kami ng way to land a job by the metrics din yung shinare din ni Sir Yubi on tailoring a specific resume. So let's start. So si Sir MJ, he is a data engineer. So as you can see, nakalagay dito yung experience niya, which is from AR data technologies, data scientist. So yan, as you can see, na-mention ni Sir Yui kanina na dito sa part na to, engineered a data validation framework using YAML rules and a quarantine pipeline, enforcing schema validation, ensuring 100% integrity across 6.4 GB of raw telemetry data feeding production dashboard. So, plus one tong part ng area na to kasi meron siyang metrics na tinatawag. So, yun nga, as I mentioned ni Sir Yui kanina, the results versus task, the XYZ, yeah, kailangan talaga siya sa resume kasi yun yung kailangan talaga ng mga company ngayon kasi ano ba yung need ng isang ng company is to solve a specific problem na mag-benefit din sa business nila. So yun nga, nagkaroon dito ng metrics besides sa telemetry, and dito sa part na to, develop a serverless ETL that reduce the cost. Yan, malaking tulong din tong part na to na nagre-reduce ng cost kasi nakakatulong siya sa business to improve the revenue. which is to solve the problem of a specific company. So yeah, +1 yung mga ganito may metrics and also yung na-mention kanina, the keywords and competencies, the analytics, AI, Python, kung ano yung ina-apply natin. If let's say nag-a-apply ka sa Databricks, siyempre dapat ilagay mo din yung Databricks pero make sure na you are proficient to it. Meron na kasi yung fake it till you make it. So yeah, as you can see sa skills niya, data engineering, if you apply data engineer, data engineering and data processing, may Python, SQL, and ETL, and also data ingestion using Python libraries, sa Beautiful Soup, CSV. Sir Yui, meron ka bang ma-share regards dito? Kung like quick review to the resume and
And
also kay
ako
ano rin, kay PYP since yeah.
ayun, thank you. Ayun, so meron lang ano, I would say siguro, hindi ako HR professional, pero, kasi 'di ba data engineer yung goal mo, tapos medyo may pagka, data scientist, lead ano 'to, parang medyo may pagka data science yung experiences 'no. Ako lang kung ako yung nasa posisyon ni Sir MJ, ta-try kong lagyan ng, more highlight, I guess yung mga titles. So, I understand na like let's say lead data scientist ka, if possible na like ano yung ibang 'di ba dito naman is may mga ETL frameworks ka naman 'di ba? So maybe you can add a secondary like role title, not the official title but somehow like para ma-highlight yung ano mo, yung experience mo as a data professional, as a data engineering professional. So kasi parang yung ano lang, kung ako yung like yung 'di ba again first 6 seconds, titignan ko lahat nung experiences mo tapos sa AR data technologies lead data scientist siya and then data science fellow siya. So baka lang may konting disconnect. So just in case lang, siguro ako, kung ako yung nasa lugar mo tapos hindi ako nasi-screen for data engineering roles, baka kailangan ko pa i-gear more for DE yung yung resume ko. Pero if you're getting the interviews naman, I think it's okay. Kasi ang ganda ng gusto ko yung skills, yung competencies, ganyan din ako mag-organize eh. Like may mga subcategories like data engineering and ingestion, processing, like cloud, etc. Tapos andun yung mga skills. Just yun, okay siya for me. I guess like siguro chat mo na lang Sir MJ sa chat kung saan ka nahihirapan, like nai-interview ka ba? Or parang kasi 'di ba may mga challenges sa job hunting like number one, is it more hindi ka nai-interview? Number two, is it more of nai-interview ka naman pero hindi ka nagpo-proceed sa next few rounds? Or like sa pangatlo, like na-interview ka, nagpo-proceed ka sa next rounds pero hindi kayo nag-a-agree sa compensation. So for me, nung naghahanap ako ng work, those are the three categories. Like kasi number one, kung hindi ako nahahanap, so discoverability issue siya. Hindi walang keywords yung mga posts ko, hindi ako na-active sa LinkedIn, wala akong networking skills masyado. So yun yung one. Pero kung na-interview naman ako, tapos hindi ako nagpa-proceed sa next rounds, maybe it's a technical gap. Like maybe naghahanap ako ng Snowflake expertise or data engineering expertise, pero wala akong portfolio specifically for that. Parang wala akong ma-showcase. That's the common issue kasi career shifted din ako. So that's a common issue for me na parang na-interview ako, pero minsan may mga gaps before na like may mga very specific instances na yun, wala akong portfolio before. So I had to create a data engineering portfolio, for example. And then yung pangatlo naman, usually value creation na yun eh. Pag hindi kayo nakakasundo sa offer, so it's either, like improve mo yung communication skills, etc. So I guess yun, maybe that's a extra layer lang. So data scientist, or data engineer ang task ko during that company. Ayun. So yun, gets ko yan eh. Parang may ganyan din ako before. So yeah, if you can like, siguro lead data scientist slash try mo sabihin na data engineering. Something like that. Para lang magkaroon ng, ng highlight na may experience ka sa data engineering. It's just a title issue. Ayan, actually okay yung 3 interviews out of 15. May mga ibang tao na 100 interviews, 100 job applications, parang less than 20 lang yung ano, less than 20 lang or mga 10 lang yung napupuntang interview. So I think you're in a good spot naman.
Yeah,
And
tama yung sinabi ni Sir Yui dun sa part na yun. And I think ito yung mga projects na sinasabi ko, if you can see, ilalagay niyo yung, project repository if nilagay niyo sa GitHub, and also kung may demo link, please share it. And as you can see, is sa GitHub, tip ko lang, if you create a project, specific project sa GitHub, please tailor it properly yung README kasi dito rin tumitingin yung mga usually the technical leads or yung magiging, heads niyo for the sa team niyo na papasukan niyo sa specific company. So dapat, aware din sila sa ano ba yung yung sino-solve ng project mo or anything. So yeah, ito yung, need din also if you will create a project, yan sa readme file. Yeah, I think, okey yung resume ni Sir MJ, and I hope you find a job sa data engineering. Yeah. May na-mention dito kanina na usually merong AI recruitment systems for major companies. Yeah, totoo yung ganyan na, anong tawag dun, pina-parse nila yung resume nila through AI. Pero yung AI naman kasi kapag nilagay mo yung exact keywords mo like tulad nito sa skills, pumapasok naman talaga yan doon sa specific job. So kung what mo talaga ma-search ng AI yung resume mo o mag-top siya sa ranking or metrics na hinahanap nila, ilagay niyo yung keywords na pasok dun sa job description kasi dun sila usually nagma-match kung ano yung nakalagay sa skills mo, and also na nandun sa may job description na hinahanap sa skills nila, yun yung, dun nagkakaroon ng matching, and nakakapasa ka sa ano, sa screening pa lang ng AI. Yun, usually ganun yung nangyayari. So yeah, can we proceed na ba sa next one, ano, Yumi? Yeah, I think, we can proceed to the next one. I think kay Steam ito. Yeah, I think kay Steamy. Okay. Sorry kung malabo guys, kasi picture share. So here, the skills, okay. Nilagay niyo yung skills niya. I think you can remove the advanced sa part na 'to kasi irrelevant na siya sa part na 'to. So just put Python, sa SQL, TypeScript, yan tama. Specific usage like data science and ML, Pandas, NumPy, Visual. I think na-mention naman lahat ng skills na meron ka or tools na you're using. Experience-wise naman, deployed a custom Discord bot, making 10% increase in daily Scrum participation. I think, +1 for the efficiency ng team, pwede. Resolve over 100 technical for TypeScript-based portal. Mag-resolution 20%. Okay, pwede rin naman siya kasi meron tayong metrics na tawag. Sinusunod yung XYZ. Orchestrated digital presence overhaul contributing a 100% increase in patient volume, leverage to leverage media distribution. Okay, sa ganito palang part, if you read sa resume, avoid pala yung yung gantong part, yung tawag dito, yung hanging. So, as much as possible, make it dito sa part na 'to, ilagay natin siya sa half para mas, readable siya sa part ng HR if they are not using AI or stuffs. Pero being an OC, yun nga, sa documents, as much as possible, naka-align tayo dito sa part na 'to, sa 50% ng documents natin. But not too relevant, pero as being organized din sa resume. Sa activities. May know ba Steamy if ano bang ina-apply mo for the ngayon? Okay, software engineer. Okay, software engineer. Kasi I think anong software engineer? So maybe may specific ba like TypeScript, Python, anything? Web? Web development like backend, full stack? Okay, so more likely swak naman siya for specific company pero lacking kasi yung part ng let's say siyempre bago ako pa naman dito sa company. So medyo lacking siya in a way of, resolving business problems. If you're, trying to leverage to a mid-level, pero if in junior level, I think this is enough for me if I was a HR, if technical HR. So yeah, let's see here the freelance, manage a diverse freelance 20 plus clients, providing full stack across various domains. Okay, architect and core for network and microservice and improving. Okay, pwede rin yung maganda rin 'tong part na 'to kasi, you handled a architecture na plus din sa mga technical recruiters kasi, nagha-handle din tayo ng mga service especially now if you apply a web role. I think technical lead and product owner. I think ito yung na-share niya last time sa Data Masters, yung sa Minecraft. Yeah, I think, good din 'tong part na 'to. Sa lalo na 'to, yung nagha-handle ka ng 40,000 users and nagkaroon ka ng, revenue to it. So I think that is plus one also kasi, the business na as I mentioned always, business, needs, professionals or anything na nagso-solve ng problem sa isang company na makapag-benefit sa kanila to grow a revenue. Yun talaga yung kailangan talaga ng company ngayon. Kahit na technicality, magaling ka, pero how you can translate it to generate money. Yun talaga yung, ah, hinahanap talaga ng company, to be honest. I think, that's all for me, pero you can share ba, Sir UV, with regards to it, if in the perspective of finding a job as a software engineer?
Ay siguro, I guess ano lang, magaling na 'to si Simon, eh, marami na siyang experience. So I think siguro lang yung common trap, 'pag naghahanap ng work is sobrang dami mo ng skill sets, ilo-load mo siya sa isang resume. So I think if talagang kung talagang nagsi-struggle si Simon maghanap ng work ha, pero if ever lang, kung ako yung nasa lugar ni Simon, ita-tailor ko siya. So kunwari, hindi naman lahat ng jobs pare-parehas ng job requirements 'no. So minsan nag-aangat ako ng skills. So like marunong akong mag-Python, marunong akong mag-R. Pero kung Python yung hinahanap ng work, I make sure to highlight that. If front end, pero let's just say may specific na areas, like kasi yung skills niya dito medyo all over, hindi man all over the place, pero like it's good na alam niya lahat. Pero syempre yun nga, iangat mo na lang siguro yung mga like the most important or most relevant. So maybe that's one thing. May AI naman to help us out, no? Pwede may input yung job description, tapos sabihin mo tailor your resume na para mag-tailor fit siya. No, kasi before ang hirap eh, isa-isa mo i-edit for the job. Pero you can try to use AI. Just make sure na as relevant as possible yung resume mo for that specific job post. Try nyo lang yun if it helps you out.
Yeah, I think tama yung sinabi ni Sir Yue dun. Lalo na if you finding a work is kunyari Python developer full stack, pero yung naka-indicate dito is TypeScript. So medyo, hindi na siya plus kasi, I know na may knowledge transfer naman from TypeScript to Python, pero siyempre may mga companies talagang naghahanap na, may experience talaga when it comes to Python. So yeah, I think, tailor it properly to kung maghahanap ka ng specific role talaga, so for a specific job also. Like kunyari TypeScript developer or maybe JavaScript or kung Python, ita-tailor mo siya kung na swak din dun. Kahit na to be honest nakakapagod mag-tailor ng resume na ang dami ng version 1 to version 100 na inabot para lang mag-fit talaga dun sa specific role talaga. So yeah, I think that's all for Steamy. Thank you pala pag-share. Next one, kay
I-add ko lang pala, Matt, sorry. So,
okey,
I think
it's
may
okey.
may may feedback si Sir June kanina for MJ. So from an AI or HR analytics perspective, if you can spend a few minutes siguro Sir June to share what you wanna share, we'll just try to invite you temporarily to share your thoughts. Okay lang po ba yun, Sir June? Or do you want later na po? Or uh, I think sige, I think let's just this is about yung ano no, this is about yung AI search. Is it a general topic? Maybe we can go over it later then after, no, sir? What do you think po? Ayun. So I think let's park it for later, no? So all about AI recruitment and HR recruitment. I think it's a good thing na ma-share ni Sir Jun yung thoughts niya later. Ayun. Sige, Matt, siguro for now, please proceed na lang sa next. Ayan. Thank you.
Okay, for the next one, I think kay June pala 'tong resume, okay. June, okay. So, you can see naman yung screen ko 'no. So, ano 'tong ano, question lang. Ano yung Square Labs data analyst? Is that your, current job now? Okay, I think puwede siya mag-speak. Invite ko siya here. Ivy, okay lang. Webcam, okey.
Yeah, sure.
Medyo okey. Want mo bang mag-talk dito or mag-share, June? I think sige mamaya na lang. I think medyo confusing 'tong part na 'to sa may Square Labs data analyst. Kasi parang ano siya, current role mo siya ngayon. To clarify lang 'no, bootcamp, parang graduate ka ng Square Labs data analyst, tama ba? Oh, I see. 'Di okey lang, it's okey. Pero yun nga, medyo confusing sa part na 'to, yung Square Labs data analyst. I think you should put here below sa education part or may tawag dun, or certification. Yeah, um, medyo naguluhan lang ako sa part na yun. Akala ko kasi current role mo siya. So let's proceed sa experience. November, okay, recent lang. HR data analyst drove improvement in HR metrics through structured root cause analysis, enabling stronger data-driven decision making. Dito sa part na 'to, yan, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, yung when reading sa resume, if OC kayo, medyo i-put niyo ng pababa konti yung sentence kasi medyo hanging siya, tas itong lines, nasasayang yung space, when it comes to it. So, maybe utilize natin yung space na meron sa resume natin. I know na hindi naman siya nakakatulong to improve yung boost natin for a job, pero ayun nga, it helps you to, uh, i-fill yung gaps when it comes sa resume. Okay, let's proceed. Design and delivered HR dashboard, standardized reports, use multiple business led. Dito sa part na 'to, as yun nga na-mention ni Sir Yui kanina, yung results versus task. Dito ako pumapasok sa task, not results. So, it's good na you mention na job improvement in HR metrics, pero in how? In what way? So, can you put some maybe, percentage or how you improve it in a result base para at least aware yung, um, nagbabasa ng resume mo na, you solve a specific problem na nagbe-benefits din sa mismong, company also with a percentage sana. Yun nga, may metrics sana, yun yung kailangan, may specific metrics na tinatawag kasi medyo broad kasi na that improvement in what, okey. Also here, partnered cross functionality with issue directors and stakeholders to support strategic initiatives. Also support dito governance, identify data quality issues. I think, yeah, ito yung naglalak sa part na yun, yung, results versus the task, the XYZ. Yeah, ito yun naman yung mostly na lacking sa part na 'to. Ayun, disclaimer pa talaga, disclaimer ulit, I'm not a HR professional, pero if we compare nga yung ano, yung usual metrics, medyo lacking talaga siya if titignan talaga. Let's check yung next one is the recruitment consultant, built multi-channel sourcing campaigns and talent pipelines. I think maybe this is an internship for sure. Design SOP or not sure kung internship ang part na 'to. Oh, I see. Quick work pala siya. The part of developers to launch a recruitment module, increasing proficient process efficiency led. Yeah, I think it's okay naman since, you're building a resume ngayon pero yun nga, as long as kung meron kayong data na nagawa niyo for your specific, na-solve sa business problem, kindly put it kasi yun yung talagang important ngayon to have a metrics talaga to know na you are a worth candidate. Projects naman, Glassdoor, posting analysis. Dito sa part na 'to, put also ng, link para at least kung gustong i-access ng HR or anything or ng tech lead. Yeah, I think, it's okay naman. I think may kulang ka dito sa part na 'to yung skills. Parang wala kang skills dito. So, yeah, you need to put skills talaga. Yung kanina yung shinare ni Sir MJ, yeah, important yun. Yung may skills sa gilid or maybe sa taas, sa taas mo na siya ilagay. I think yung katulad kay Steamy, yeah, I think gandang part. Should put here kasi part yan para mabasa din ng AI, lalo na yung mga AI, parsing for job na to know na you are qualified to a specific role. Kasi dito kasi magiging kalat-kalat yan, hindi niya alam, na let's say dito sa HR data analyst, anong ginamit mong tools? Python ba o anything, JavaScript, di natin alam. Kaya dapat i-specify mo yung gamit mo na tools or programming language behind to it. Kahit na naman siya mo dito sa project, siyempre mas important yun dito sa work experience kasi dito sila nagbe-base sa experience na meron ka ngayon. Yeah, I think, cum laude pala 'to si June, psychology, okay. So I think that's it for me. Kay Sir Yui ba? Meron ka ba ma-share regards to it?
Okay na po. Alam ko magaling yan si Sir Jun, eh, pero yeah, thank you for sharing your resume po. Siya yung nag-present nung Pokemon dashboard a few sessions back. Ayan, so thank you. Siguro
Ay,
mamaya
wow.
let's just wait for his feedback na lang din. So I think kasi may HR experience si Sir. Marami din siya
Hmm,
share later on. Pero
okey, okey.
yun, thank you for sharing, sir. I think so I would say this is probably a good, resume. Yun nga, may mga tips si Matt, so goods yun. I think we can proceed sa next na siguro. Yeah. Thank you. Sana
Ay,
all more
sorry,
natin
sorry, nakamute. Sino 'to? Not sure kasi di ko makita yung mga pangalan niya, eh. So ngayon may I know yung kung anong role yung ina-applyan mo? Pero for sure full stack yung ina-applyan mo ngayon. Okay, full stack dev, 4th year computer science undergraduate at all of you. Yeah, okey lang naman. Pero here, I think you put below yung education, iangat mo yung skills, project, certification, education sa baba. Then, here sa skills naman, okey naman siya. Na-mention naman yung hinahanap mo. For the full stack web, ano yung hinahanap talaga? JavaScript, Python, Java, PHP? I think more on, okey, PHP, WordPress. Okey, let's see. Yung projects mo is Bakery Connect, online ordering system, web development, mobile application development online, augmented AR, engineered a mobile, spatio temporal prod, okay, PyTorch. Ah, graduate graduate ka na ba ngayon or right now studying ka pa? Graduating, okey. Meron ka na bang internship? Yun i-update mo rin yung internship mo regards dito. Tapos ngayon bawasan mo yung certifications mo kasi medyo redundant na yung iba dito, eh, like sa intermediate React, React ng TypeScript version 3, React Performance. Kindly remove that. Kahit isa lang ilagay mo na related sa React sana. Kahit ito lang si React and TypeScript version 3 puwede na 'yan. Since, nagre-revolve naman diyan yung intermediate React, si React Performance and State Management. Basta ang ilagay mo lang dito si React Types and TypeScript and si foundational and of user experience, yun si UI UX. Sa data engineering and cloud, ayun, medyo maging careful ka lang sa paglagay na dun kasi medyo irrelevant na siya if you try to apply a specific role, lalo na kung full stack web development naman medyo irrelevant na siya. So, sayang yung space. Pero puwede din naman ilagay mo siya if ever you want, yun nga, pang ano lang, pang dagdag din na you can know how to create ETL, creating pipeline kasi mostly common din yan sa web developer na katulad din sa'kin, I am a web developer din na gumagawa din ng simple ETL din sa current work ko. Ay sa previous pala, sorry, previous work ko. Yeah, I think okey din naman siya ilagay. So, if you are experienced din on how creating ETL pipelines or in data ingestion, yeah, I think puwede naman siya ilagay. Okey rin 'to AWS Academy Machine Learning Foundation. Yeah, I think sabi mo na-mention mo kanina, yung internship ilagay mo siya dito. So, ang magiging format mo is professional summary, internship, internship, maybe skills pala muna, skills, internship, projects, tapos certification, ta's sa baba na yung education. Lastly yun para at least kasi na-mention mo naman dito sa taas, eh, professional summary mo pero yeah, maybe iksian mo lang siya konti. Ta's dito sa may part na 'to, yung sa summary mo, mostly ilagay mo yung hinahanap mo talaga. So yeah, tama yun, TypeScript and React. Yun lang ilagay mo kasi baka mamaya mag-apply ka sa Python, medyo irrelevant na siya. So kung mag-a-apply ka sa Python, dagdagan mo ng Python dito. So I think yun lang naman sa'kin. May madadagdag ka ba Sir Yui?
I think yun naman highlight lang siguro yung nga, yung kung TypeScript and React, it's better kung i-up mo yung project na specifically yung stack na yun yung gamit mo. Also, this is the perfect time to plug. So si TPP, 'di ba? Although it's Python, pero if I think better pa rin, especially for fresh grads, if you can have solid work experience. So internships are good, and then if you can have any type of work experience, ang laki ng difference mo versus a totally fresh grad with zero experience tsaka dun sa isang tao na may minimum 6 months siguro na experience. So if you can get that experience elsewhere by volunteering, by creating your own portfolio, doing freelance projects, sobrang solid siya as compared to a fresh grad na zero experience at all. I think personally. So kung ako yung babalik ako sa time na to, I would try to get into something mo, anything. Kesa 6 months ako na walang work, na walang maghahanap ako ng work, ah, better na 6 months ako na meron akong, solid experience under me kahit anong work siya. Siyempre kung yung sweldo, factor in na rin siya, 'di ba? But yeah, yun lang, if you can find, extra experience na siguro too after you graduate kasi 'di ba ongoing ka pa.
Yeah, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Yui dun na, yeah, kung want mo mag-join sa TPP, yun puwede kang mag-share dun ng project mo, create ka ng project mo. Yun, puwede yung dagdag na experience kasi ano naman siya, eh, solving ka naman ng real life problem sa sa specific, ah, location ba gano'n, maybe sa EU or Philippines. Yeah, as long as may sino-solve kang problem yung project mo, yung may plus points na agad yun. Kasi advantage mo yun rather than zero experience kahit na kasi siyempre kalaban mo talaga as fresh grad is mga same din na fresh grad mo. So, ang advantage mo sa kanila meron ka ng experience na nakapag-solve ka ng problem, kahit ba ng business problem. So yun, puwede kang mag-join sa sa TPP, sa Tapuso Project yun. Puwede mo i-share yung knowledge mo lalo na kung I think na-mention mo ba din yung Python? Yeah, yun na-mention mo yung Python, so mostly using sila dun ng Python. Yeah, I think yun tailor mo lang na maayos 'to, then still lastly pala sa projects, indicate mo yung tools na ginamit mo. Medyo kulang kasi, di kasi siya dito, eh. Yeah, specific mo lang yung ano, yung tool na ginamit mo kasi medyo broad yung web dev and app app dev or the mobile dev. Kasi nalagay mo naman dito sa pangalawa yung PyTorch, deep learning, data analysis. So yun, specific mo yung tools na ginamit. Yeah, tama yung sinabi ni PYP na storytelling talaga yung CV mo talaga. So, kailangan mo talagang i-market yung sarili mo. Parang nagbinebenta yung sarili mo sa tech part. Kung paano mo i-showcase yung skills na meron ka. I think, let's proceed to next one. Uy, wait, anong kanina 'to? Wait lang. Kay Oni-chan. Nandito ka pa, Oni-chan? Okey. May I know ba yung ina-applyan mo ngayon? Kasi parang career shifter ka, eh. Pero specific? Okey kung maybe tech or maybe related pa rin sa ECE, okey lang. Kasi medyo broad yung part mo dito, eh. Let's see, wait lang, wait natin si Oni-chan. Medyo broad kasi yung nilagay mo dito kaya medyo hindi rin ako sure if ano ba talaga yung a-applyan mo. Okey, more on data part, maybe data analyst or data engineering as junior, yeah, okey. So, I think here, yeah, itong yung una mong experience sa team lead is this one ba na related sa software engineering or sa inline sa ECE? Okey, ECE. Lahat 'tong tatlo na 'to? Kasi I'm not sure sa ibang part, eh. So, yun mostly siguro yung internship maybe alisin mo na 'to kasi medyo ang layo na kasi ng gap, eh. You need mo ng maglaan ng space dito for let's say projects. Lalo na 'to yung projects na 'to. Yun yung ipapalit mo dito sa part na 'to para ma-utilize mo siya. Kasi medyo hindi irrelevant na rin kasi nung part na 'to, eh. Ilang years na yung lumipas for the applying mo ng job. So, let's say na sige, let's assume na sige, let's say na ako yung akin 'tong resume na 'to, ta's ina-applyan ko data analyst, ano yung gagawin ko? Maybe, hmm, I think kailangan mo talagang ano, i-retailer yung resume mo and put talaga ano, more on projects talaga. Kasi medyo may part kasi dito na medyo irrelevant na yung iba. So, pero in project management, medyo pasok ka dun if you are planning to enter a project management role, PM roles yun. Kasi you are a team lead, eh. You're handling 10 field engineers, so swak ka dun as a project management role. Yeah, I think yun. Kasi medyo broad kasi talaga yung resume when it comes to it, eh. So, ikaw ba Sir Yumi, ano yung mashi-share mo dito?
Ayun, ako din, may feedback din ako. So, ah, I guess ang puwede mo ring improvement 'no, so maging laser focused ka lang. So, are you looking for a data analyst role? And then are you looking for a data engineering role? If data analyst, gawa ka ng resume specific for data analyst na role and then try mo gawin na as parang best efforts mo na maging ano siya, the best resume ever for a data analyst position. And then something else for data engineering. Kasi yun naman yung gap natin as career shifters, 'di ba? Hindi natin nakukuha lahat ng skill sets na meron. So like ito, for example din, to rin, just make sure yung second mo, no, yung Power BI, tama yung spelling niya. That's Power Space My BI. So, edit mo lang din yan. And then, yes, I guess so yun. If data analyst, maggawa ka ng EDAs, etc. But also, like to echo yung sinabi ni Sir Jun kanina, no? So, malaking at kasi when you're looking for a job, dalawa yung pillars na kailangan mo i-work on in my experience, no? Yung technical skills, no, which is yung everything like Python, TypeScript, React, yeah, whatever yung mga tools, no? That's something that you can learn while studying in university, etc. And then the other thing is yung domain knowledge. This is something na learn mo lang siya on the job. So yun yung nag-differentiate talaga ng experienced people. No? So it's always the domain plus the technical expertise. Ito yung sinasabi nga ni Sir Jun sa chat. No? So ngayon, alam natin na kulang tayo o ikaw at in your current state, kulang ka sa technical kasi wala kang proven technical skills eh. Pero kasi career shifter ka, yun yung power mo. May experience ka na sa industry. No, hindi ka iba yung fresh ka, 'di ba? Marunong ka na makisama, nag-lead ka na ng people. So, marami kang options, no? Kung ako yung nasa position mo, I'd try looking for energy companies. Like si Sir Alex, may nag-present one time, data analyst siya, pero nanggaling siya, I think ECE din yata siya eh, if I'm not mistaken, or EE, na naging data analyst siya. So, pero sa energy, let's say for example yan, sa energy, mag-ano ka, mag-try mo maging analyst for an energy company or energy sector. Kasi yun yung gap na na-fill mo na. Tapos sabi mo dun sa second job mo, nag-contact center experience ka, pwede ka maging, let's say, although medyo mahirap kasi, pero like hanapin mo yung experience mo na, kasi kung ako yung hiring manager, pwede kitang bigyan ng chance, or sa tingin ko lang feeling ko kung ako yung nag-a-apply, bibigyan ako ng chance ng isang manager kahit wala akong actual data analysis experience, pero pwede ako maging analyst for call center. Kung naging call center agent ako for 5 years, kasi alam ko na yung metrics nila eh. 'Di ba? AHT, etc. Nag-chat support din ako before, so may experience din ako. So, 'di ba, alam mo 'yun eh, parang as a data analyst, hindi ko na ituturo sa iyo 'yun eh. Ang kailangan ko na lang i-make sure, alam mo yung Excel mo, alam mo yung SQL mo, etc. Pero yung domain, power mo na 'yun. So, for career shifters, just make sure na try to lean in on your strengths, no? Kasi coming from a career shifter experience din na medyo adjacent, no? Parang yun, wag kang lumaban sa mga data analyst na 5 years na silang data analyst. Doon ka maghanap ka ng sector na kung saan may experience ka or feeling mo hindi ka na, yung mga ganun, something like that. So hopefully ma-encourage ka like wag ka muna maghanap siguro, parang yun. Try mo na sa engineering firm, somewhere in your experience with your I think this is 5 to 7 years of experience, you will have something there, no? And then yun, ipad mo lang just make sure then you can answer yung gap kasi I think may konting gaps din. So just make sure you can answer the gaps, etc. Kasi yun, may minsan na for some companies red flag din siya na may konti kang gaps. Just make sure you can explain it properly. Yun. So, yun, hopefully naka-help din.
Yes, tama yung sinabi ni Sir Willie dun. Important yung mahanap mo yung domain mo or yung specific na tama, domain talaga. Kunyari, tawag kung energy sector ba or sa call center sector. What do you mean yung 6-month job? Yung April 2022 to November, yun ba yun? Or the internship? Ah, maybe you should stay pa rin yung part na yon pero medyo tailor it to a relevant experience pa gano'n. Kasi you handle naman ng ano, ng if you handle a per people, yung mga ganyan, I think plus points din naman yun if kasi makikita yan as a HR na you are qualified to be a, lead din in future if you plan to stay sa specific company na na-applyan mo. So yun nga, try to find a specific domain, maging laser pointed ka when it comes to finding a job. Kasi sa parang na-mention mo kanina, parang gusto mo mag-apply sa data engineer, cloud engineering, data engineering. Medyo mahirap talaga kalaban. Yung experience na kalaban mo kahit fresh grad yun, talo ka na agadan kasi they know technical skills kahit wala pa silang experience, may plus points na agad sila sa'yo. So, maybe, try to create a project tapos related din sa domain mo. So, if you are an ECE, yun nga, more on energy sector, metrics ng energy sector like si Meralco and NGCP, kung saan ka nag-apply yun. Try to find a project to it. Like, alam ko available naman yun sa DataGov eh. I think meron sa DataGov nun yung mga data nun. So, you kindly use it and create a project to it. Sayang kasi ah, yung experience mo din when it comes sa energy sector. Walang plus points yun eh. Kasi you know how to play yung technicalities when it comes to energy. I think that's all for this one. Yeah, tas yun nga, yung spelling, Power BI, yun, fix mo lang siya. I think next one, I think this is the last one siguro. Kanina to? Kay Shush, hindi ko kasi mabasa eh. Kay Shush. Okay, ano yung for more likely na-apply niya dito is full stack developer to, I feel. Tama ba? Si Shush. Sorry, di ko kasi mabasa eh, yung name mo. Shuwish, nabasa yan. Ano yung ina-applyan mo ngayon na role or ano yung nililook forward mo? Kung web developer ba yan, full stack web developer or data engineer, data scientist? AI developer, back-end. Okay. So, yung experience mo, I think let's say sa technical skills, TypeScript, C#, Python, SQL, Bash, Nest.js, Node.js, okay. AWS, okay. Docker, Git, okay. Unit testing. I think goods naman yung technical skills. So, let's proceed to experience. Ay, ako, so currently pala working ka pa rin pala dito. Sige, end-to-end yung HUF configuration, including payrolls, accurate policies, schedules, validation, design and deployed integration workflows using Boomi. I think dito sa part na to, maybe try to be a friendly sa technicalities kasi if I were a HR, maybe hindi ako familiar sa tools na 'to, sa UKG Pro, WFM or maybe sa Boomi. Pero depende kasi yun, eh, baka may technical recruiters kasi na familiar sila sa part na yun. So, maybe, maging friendly ka sa paggamit ng fancy stuff kasi yun, eh. Pero siyempre as a developer, siyempre ilalagay natin yun kasi alam natin yun, eh, tapos relevant talaga yung tools na yun. So, maybe, maging friendly ka when it comes using sa ganyan kasi medyo hindi familiar talaga yung HR to it unless they are using AI parsing to filter yung mga resume. So yun nga, medyo meron namang na-solve naman yung XYZ pero kulang ka dun sa may ano, eh, part ng Y, yung itong ano, yung tawag dito, metrics. Medyo kulang ka sa part ng metrics and also parang hindi nasusunod yung 6 second rule kasi parang medyo hirap ako to translate it if you are applying a AI or backend kasi medyo unfamiliar yung ibang words as a HR. Medyo hindi, parang naisip ko na, is this fit to a role ba ng backend, gano'n. Usually yun yung nakikita ko, Pero yun nga, may na-mention ka naman dito na data flows, field mappings of solving business logic using SQL queries, transformation rules, implementing error handling and retry logic. So yeah, I think kulang na metrics when regards to it. design Next.js or dito sa part na 'to, more likely medyo okey siya kasi custom tally form web, okey. Cutting medyo okey sa part na 'to kasi you solve a business problem na kina-cut mo yung manual processing to 50%, so +1 yun. Design ng Next.js API, reduce reliance firebase by 40. Ayun, ito maganda rin 'to kasi nakaka-solve sa revenue ng company na nakakapag-save sila, so goods yun. Also 90% code complete. Yeah, I think goods din 'tong part na 'to. So yeah, malaki itong part na 'to ng internship mo, laking +1 yan. Kasi you solve a business problem talaga. You solve a business problem and nakaka-improve din ng revenue when it comes to company. Projects naman, maybe remove I think okey naman yung projects mo pero try to put yung more likely relevant to a job na ina-applyan mo. Pero I think as of now puwede pa naman siya ilagay kasi as filler sa resume mo, if you're planning to join a back-end or AI stuff, I think goods naman siya ilagay. Since, you know a broad stack of technologies or language and also here, I think okey naman 'to. Yung AI, custom agentic AI, yeah, I think goods din naman siya. Scholar ng DOST, nice. Code practitioner, okey. Boomi, okey. Okey, security sa ano nga pala, cybersecurity, okey. I think goods naman yung resume mo when it comes to it. Ah, yeah, I think yun medyo naguluhan lang ako dito sa part na 'to. I think pero, as a developer nga, if you're familiar talaga sa specific tool or yun nga, regards to this, medyo, okey siya ilagay pero if I were a HR, yeah, medyo unsure ako kung ano 'to, para saan siya. Tas yun medyo kulang na metrics 'tong yung una mong experience, yan kindly put it talaga or tailor pa. Tas yun nga kung mag-a-apply ka ng AI, i-fit mo talaga yung mismong role, yung resume mo. Ayun lang naman siguro sa'kin. I think kay Sir Yui ba?
Yan, siguro Sir Swish 'no, Sir or Ma'am Swish, ang question ko is ilang interviews yung na-experience niyo? Kasi in my experience din, ah, kung yung struggle mo ay may gap ka, 'di ba? Malalaman mo 'yan, eh, sa let's say naka-10 interviews ka na or 5 interviews ka na, may common theme, eh. Kunwari AI, meron kang specific area na hindi mo pa naga-grasp. Baka, I mean, siguro let us know lang like, ano yung na-experience mo paulit-ulit? May common theme ba sa interviews na kulang ka? And maybe you have to na understand na kailangan mo i-bridge yung gap. So, kasi 'di ba si AI, hindi ako AI professional by any chance, pero as I learned 'no, marami siyang areas sa AI 'no. So, very specific sana yung i-a-applyan mong role and then just to make sure to back it up. Kasi parang based on this 'no, meron kang agentic AI, pero ano yung specific na parang kumbaga kung ilalapat ka dun sa roles na ina-applyan mo, I guess baka meron lang gap. Baka ang next best step would be to either within your current company, kung puwede kang makagawa ng side projects para mai-add mo siya to your portfolio, try to get the opportunities within your company muna. If you can have yung transfers, like puwede kang magpa-change ng department if possible. And then kung hindi talaga kaya within the company, very specific yung applications of AI, para sa work mo. So, I guess kasi 'di ba may mga like yung kapatid ko parang dev din siya, tapos required sila ng like marunong ka talagang mag-cursor, et cetera. So, may mga very specific requirements. So, just try to highlight siguro din, or like find mo yung gap kasi hindi natin maso-solve kung ako yung nasa lagay mo. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung next steps ko kung hindi ko alam kung ano yung problem. Like, may gap ba ako sa specific area sa AI? And then baka kailangan ko talagang gumawa ng portfolio for it. Yan, maybe lang. Kasi hindi ko sure kung like nakailang interviews ka na. Yan. Baka yun yung, I'm just thinking lang. Baka yun yung common theme sa struggles mo for now.
I think that's all pa for the resume and yeah, I think, na yung nabigay namin ng tips or advice to it is sana makatulong and I hope ay job does. Makahanap kayo talaga ng, job na fit talaga sa inyo. Yun, let's proceed. Okay, yun nga, another thing na makakatulong sa inyo for the interview prep is the common techniques, the STAR method. Ito yung usual na ginagamit ko, especially sa STAR method. So, let's say na, ginagamit ko siya for my task. I mean sa specific task or project na nagawa ko sa previous company ko. So, let's say na meron akong, sinulog na project ta's gagawan ko siya ng ano, ng storytelling. Ikukuwento ko siya sa HR na may kung ano yung situation ko, ano yung mga task, actions, and results. Siyempre yung sa results dapat meron ka ding metrics with regards to it. Also, when tell me about yourself, usually sa part ko nung sa interview process ko is I usually talk yung previous roles ko, tapos sa present ko naman yung skills na meron ako ngayon or maybe sa future, ano naman yung nilo-look forward mo when regards to it. Kung ano ba yung, nilo-look forward mo if you will be a lead or maybe a, something. So, usually, yun, totoo yun. Malaki yung naitutulong ng STAR method talaga sa akin. Kasi when I do it, proceed ako for the next step, usually sa final interview. Itong STAR method is common to ginagamit sa initial and malaking tulong siya. Nakakapag-proceed ako to final. Pero yun nga, syempre sa final interview is usually the technicalities. So yun, pwede mo rin gamitin dito si STAR method kasi nakaka-relate din si lead mo or kakausap sa yung technical developer or maybe technical recruiter. So yeah, malaking tulong yun, yung STAR method talaga sa akin. Plus one yun sa akin always. Hindi siya pwede mawala when it comes to interview preparation and also be fluent when speaking in English kasi it helps you to boost yung confidence na you can talk, in English and also it helps to, translate clients also if you are working to a outsourcing company. Yeah. Usually common talaga yan if you are fluent to English and plus one yan sa interviewer talaga kasi you know how to, translate. That's usually kasi mga documents kasi na nababasa natin ngayon is English. Yeah. Meron ka pa bang i-share, Sir Yui, when it comes to interview preparation?
I think yun naman mostly 'no, so okey naman siya.
So I think, let's proceed to next one.
I
Okay.
think ayun. So, maybe kasi sorry, thank you everyone din na kasi lumampas tayo ng sobra sa time. Yun, if there's anything na gusto niyo i-feedback for today's session, kung may gusto kayo i-focus, yun, please scan this QR code lang din. So this is our form of getting feedback from you guys, no, if you have anything to add. So if let's say gusto niyo focus sa interview next time or gusto niyo mag-sample interview, like mock interview talaga, we put people on stage, kung yun yung format na gusto niyo matry or anything else, no? Or whatever you want, what you think gusto niyo bang weekdays na or something else, no? Please let us know sa feedback. Please scan the QR code lang din. And I guess i-add ko lang din, no, i-put ko lang sa stage si Sir Joms just to talk about yung TPP. I think this is helpful for a lot of people na gusto magkaroon ng experience din. So, he'll be talking about TPP quickly. Ito yung isang program ng DEP for Python specific naman. So, ayun.
Ayun, thank you po Sir Yui. First, good evening everyone. Talking about TPP, the Puso Project, magkakaroon siya ng let's say rebirth or renaissance in a way na dati individuals will create projects, web development projects, parang ganun. But this time, for the first time din, magkakaroon ng partnership ang TPP sa SK Federation dito sa town namin as well as one NGO. So basically, we will build a project, and this is a collaborative project with different people. I have invited a lot of people na from different field so that they can join, and then let's build this project for the community. Basically, we are not building for the sake of building. We are building for the people. Meron ng students na gagamit nito. We have identified a school already also. So, I think if you can go to the next slide, Sir Yui. Ayun, about sa DEP, ayun lang siya. In-explain ko na siya. So, next po. So, sino nga ba ang pwedeng mag-volunteer? Anyone. Anyone po pwedeng mag-volunteer, may experience o wala, student or hindi. Anyone. Kasi I started also with volunteering dati by collaborative projects. And I think yun yung dahilan kung bakit ako talaga nag-shift into data, into tech because of doing collaborative project that apparently I can do something to make the world a better place. Parang ganun in a way. Yun yung first na nagpamulat sa akin to use technology. Nagiging very na siya, parang deeper level na siya para sa akin. That's why we started this program na parang maybe kahit unti lang, let's do it. Parang ganun. Kahit may isang gumamit every month, let's do it. Parang ganun siya. But it's a win for you guys, for us, kasi we will use technology, we will use our skills, kung ano man alam natin, our knowledge. Kasi this is a whole project, an end-to-end project. We need everyone. So kindly go to the next slide po, Sir Yui. Okay, sa na lang po, sa previous slide. So basically, since this is an end-to-end project, from researching, from data collection, from data cleaning to EDA, to model building, to web development, lahat kasama. So if you have experience, siguro sa pagre-research lang, very important nun. Kasi we will use that skills to scope, to define the project, to define the independent variables, the dependent variables. Yung experience mo lang is web development, then we will use it sa pag-deploy ng system natin sa outside world, parang ganun. So, in data engineering, you want to learn data engineering, we can do it with data cleansing. 'Di ba? Parang data dictionary, yung mga standards sa industry na ginagamit namin ngayon, we can apply that. For data analysis, we have EDA, 'di ba? For, let's say, machine learning, kasi meron ding model development, let's go. So parang it's a culmination of different skills, and then let's move forward, tapos merong center point, and then let's meet there, parang ganun. Ayun lang. I hope guys makasama po tayo if you are interested. Ganun. Sa next slide, nandito yung registration, hindi yung registration, parang form lang if you want to apply. And also for the dates, March 28 yung volunteer onboarding. April 6 yung official start. Tapos the SK, yung mga kabataan, they are iniisip nila na pwedeng makuha siya by June or by May 23, ganon. So, rest assured, we will be guided by Sir Bong, Sir Engramar, and also Sir Mike. Ayun lang. See you guys. Salamat. Salamat po, Sir Yui and Sir Matt.
Ayan, thank you. Thank you, Joms. Ayan, so in-upload ko rin yung links if you want. So, yan, this is, I think, I would say, one of the best real-world experience, no? And walang discrimination kasi it's within the community, no? Wala kang HR na kailangan applyan. So, if you're, if let's say you have a specific time frame na gusto mong mag-apply, you have time, no? 6 hours you can always join, no, para habang nag-upskill ka, nag-aaral ka ng data camp, meron kang real world experience, parang sa resume mo napapad mo na siya. So ayun, hopefully scan nyo na lang QR and then message nyo si Joms if you have any questions din.
Ayun, for dagdag ko lang pala, for the, yung mga career shifter, fresh grad, I encourage you to join, volunteer. Kasi, share ko lang din, yung previous work ko din is galing din siya sa volunteer ko and yung yun nga, dahil sa volunteer, na-network ako dun, na-top out ako ng natap ako ng isang specific, ah, lead developer na nakita niya yung skills ko sa pagvo-volunteer ko. Ayun, na-translate siya into a job. So yun nga, if you have a free time, I encourage you to join volunteering kasi malaking tulong yan when it comes building experience. And you can use this, yung magagawa niyang outcome, yung project sa TPP, pwedeng siya ilagay sa resume kasi meron kayong tangible project na to showcase na hindi lang for yourself pero nag-create kayo ng project for a community, not for yourself lang. So yeah, I think that's all for me. Sir Yui, may dadagdag ka pa or proceed something?
I think utang ko lang kay Sir Jun. So, hi Sir Jun, nandito ka po ba? May ito-talk ka about yung AI recruitment. So yeah, please share lang din. So again, if you guys need to drop off, okay lang. Pero if you're still okay, I'll just invite si Sir Jun to share his experience.
Hi guys. So, very late in the evening now. I'll try to make it quick, but I do want to add some additional insight sa previous discussion, in particular yung sa resume nila MJ. Kasi we got into the topic of AI recruitment and recruitment in general within HR. So, as somebody that has been in the industry, albeit I'm still fairly new sa industry, so take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I've been one of the projects that I was actually doing in my current work na hindi siya part ng job description is I was integrating yung data set from an AI recruitment system. So I learned a lot in regards sa how AI recruitment systems work and paano siya nagagamit in operations by our HR recruiters themselves. One thing that I noticed is that very generalized lang yung knowledge na alam natin in regards towards these systems. Kasi yung general tip lang, if I recall, Yui, you guys were saying na pinaparse na yung resumes natin, correct? So one step further is actually these systems also grade us based on a plethora of different factors. So hindi ko na lang sasabihin yung specific factors na yun. For example lang, I can use myself as a use case. So one of the things that actually helped me get into the current role that I am in is not entirely because of my technical skills, but because of the domain knowledge. Kaya finesse ko siya based on one of our resume reviewees kanina that is trying to career shift yung nasa energy sector, if I recall correctly. So it's really interesting kasi in HR or in recruitment in the current market right now, we always have to consider na ang competitive edge natin as Filipinos is objectively our labor is cheap. That's a factual statement. And if you want an opportunity to get the industry, mas lalo na if career shifter ka or you're still starting or getting your foot into the door in and of itself, you should be able to cut corners. So what am I trying to say? If you keep trying to apply to remote roles, for example, mahihirapan ka based on the not only based on being able to be visible, but also because that the competition is so high. Ang dami-daming applicants. Considering nakikita ko yung mga recruitment funnels namin and ilan yung applicants per specific job position, it is true. I would want to add on to the discussion na don't be disheartened. Personally, it took me like what 800 job applications, pre-employment and like before I was graduating. So yes, mahirap na din kahit remote. Sir Yui. So it's very very difficult. And if you want the highest like chances to succeed, I'm not sure what your experiences are, guys. But based on my experience, spam applying is the most practical and networking. Kasi we can try to optimize the resume, we can try to get into the interviews, but if we aren't able to sell ourselves in a way that is convincing to the first touch point or the HR person, hindi ka aabot sa ano, sa hiring manager. Maybe another person na hire yung position sa akin can elaborate more onto that. Kasi one of the funniest things sa akin is what got me the job sa current job ko right now is the Pokemon dashboard that I presented to you guys. So it can be as something as dumb as that. Kasi a lot of the people here are trying to look into the next big technical thing or trying to basically flex their technical skills. Ako kasi mahina yung technical skills ko. I'm gonna be very, very candid about that. But what is not, at least in my field or in the field of data analytics, what is rarer is somebody that, for example, you can look at a high-ranking individual in the eye and be confident enough to explain to them how your thought process is. Why did you do this? What are your possible recommendations? What are your trade-offs? So yun lang. Very, very brief knowledge set sa AI recruitment systems is number one, spam apply. Number two, tama naman yung mag-tailor kayo. Pero number three, important din kasi yung may domain knowledge ka. Kasi kahit yon ginigrade na siya ng, ng AI. And madalas kasi yung sinasabi natin kanina is based on metrics, which is very true. It's important to quantify your impact. But I would also try to put more emphasis on the fact that we are able to bring something into the discussion, right? So yeah, so you can think of it this way. So sa AI system, one of the ways na ini-integrate siya sa industry is umaabot siya sa point na magko-conduct ng mga AI, hindi ko alam pero uso yun sa different companies eh. Magko-conduct sila ng mga AI screening, so mga first interview nila is sa AI kasi that's the bulk of the work eh. So if you aren't able to go past that, or you aren't able to go past the first barrier of entry, which is, for example, either the phone screening, you have to sound number one enthusiastic. Number two, you need to sound like you're somebody that wants to be in there, right? So what is your edge in comparison to other applicants? Because one of the things that I'm a very firm believer in is I might not be the best in the technical aspect, but I'm very good at like delivering or communicating, and sometimes it's what they need. It's what they try to understand. Kasi ang daming tech stack sa data, pero ang dami din na data jobs na matatapon ka sa Excel. So yeah, very funny. Anyways, yun lang yung insight ko. I hope that was helpful for everybody. Mas lalo na sa AI recruitment systems kasi it's a very scary job market out there, guys. So yeah, and probably more than half of you guys are better than me in the technical skills. So yeah.
Thank you, Sir June. Ayan, so naihabol, no? Ang ganda ng mga insights, Sir June. So a lot of these things talaga, you won't learn if parang it's nice to have people here na nag-share na experiences nila, struggles, lahat din kasi, no? Like, lahat naman tayo naging, even sa mga kami na may work na, lahat kami naging applicants once din. So we're hoping na sessions like these, na we'll try to have more of these sessions. No, please give us feedback if you want more of these types of sessions, aside from the presentation formats that we're having right now. Because I think it's harder. No, the job market is tougher, but we want to say to everyone, like, it's thank you for being active sa chats. No, we're not alone. No, we want to give everyone as much opportunity as possible. No, so kung kailangan nyo ng upgrade sa resume, we will try to have more resume reviews. No, if you want to have like better communication skills, hindi naman na-build yung communication skills in one day. Like, ay, sobrang galing ni Sir Jun mag-English, no? Yan, so parang goals talaga siya. Imagine if you are technically skilled plus you have great communication skills, no? Sobrang advantage mo na siguro in dealing with the job market right now. So yun, we just want to give everyone as much advantage as possible. Ayun, so Yeah, yun, inabot tayo ng 2 hours. If you have more questions po, please feel free to reach out to any of the community moderators, pati sa Data Master. So it's me, Joms, si Rainer, tsaka si Renan, si Matt ngayon. Ayun, so I think I think we can end for today. If you have more questions, no, please feel free to discuss with the community. Meron din po tayong messenger community. May specific for data masters there. If you want to present, if you have questions, if you have any suggestions or feedback, please feel free to reach out to us din po.